All right, this is going to be a Gaia channeled message part 2, but I want to offer you a little bit of smoke cleansing. So if you consent, allow this to cleanse and clear your energy, just brushing off any of the debris that you might have accumulated throughout the day, anything that doesn't belong to you, sending it back to where it belongs. I'm bringing in my selenite just to cut any cords that no longer serve your highest good. Wonderful. There has been a lot of beautiful energy coming in for the collective. I know that there's just a lot of energy in general, but Gaia has been really coming forward and communicating to me about this energy of celebration. And celebration, we ended the last message about how like these things that you're celebrating are growing and changing and moving beyond what it was in the past. But she came in, I was still channeling as the time cut off. And so she came in right afterwards and basically told me, she was like, tell the people that I want them to celebrate their past accomplishments, even though they're over. For me, that could look like my marriage. I was married for 10 years and now I am divorced. We've been separated for over 3 years now. And I still get to celebrate the fact that for that time, I donned the hat of wife and that I showed up and I did the best that I could. And even though that has now come to a close, I can still celebrate the accomplishments and the lessons that I learned. So just know, like if you graduated college and you're not in college anymore, that is still an accomplishment. So just because something has ended or changed or may not look the same, that you have still moved through that, that journey. You've still moved through that initiation. And she's proud of you. So the first card that comes out is the Two of Wands in reverse. We are freeing ourselves from a lot of these limitations. For me, I had to grow beyond those titles and those hats that I once wore. You know, I am much more than just mother, wife, ex-wife, daughter, friend, sister. You know, I'm much more than that. I am a soul. I am a leader. I am a mentor. I am me. I love silly movies and painting and books and, you know, so separating yourself from the limitations of like the label. I know for a lot of us, like the label is important and maybe can offer us like perspective in guidelines on how to move. But at some point you might find that you do things a little different or you've moved beyond that label. And that she's saying like it is okay to cut ties with those parts of yourself or those labels that no longer align, and that in the separation you are not losing access to yourself. A beautiful thing has been occurring for me where certain aspects of like my homemaking abilities, because I no longer fully resonate as a homemaker, I was disconnected from those things, like cooking dinner and having like that creativity in the kitchen was really hard. And that has been coming back online. And my children are like, Mom, why are you cooking so much? Like, this is awesome, but it's weird. So you no longer have to sacrifice those aspects of yourself just because you lose the label. And so the Two of Swords is coming in and saying like, it's safe to remove the blindfold and see yourself as the full picture of who you are, and just know that even though your labels or the way you perceive yourself may shift and change, your gifts and your abilities and these accomplishments are not going away. They are not being taken from you. In fact, what you are doing in expanding beyond these limitations and seeing yourself as more than you have previously seen yourself, you are opening yourself up to gifts and abundances from the universe. There is a lot of psychic gifts coming online right now. My crown chakra and third eye are like really activating, and there's a lot of purple here. This can cause headaches and even like TMJ in the jaw. So if you are having third eye symptoms like that, dizziness, headache, even feeling lethargic, overthinking, or having fogginess like brain fog, ground. I love to ground with like Himalayan salt water, taking a salt bath. Even like the salt scrubs in the shower are really good. But set an intention to really ground yourself. Eat nutritious foods. With this being a garden, carrots and potatoes are really wonderful for grounding. So maybe make a soup. But there are a lot of gifts coming online, psychic gifts, but there's also gifts and abundances that are coming into view from the universe. On the bottom of the deck, I have the Queen of Cups, and that does feel important as we are navigating some of these emotional depths, as you're realigning with the truer version of yourself, this more expanded version of yourself as you've grown and matured and learned more about yourself. Some of these past versions are coming up for you to process the emotions. So this could be inner child. For me, it was the me who was going through the process of deciding to get a divorce. And I was like, I thought at the time that I was healing through it, like actively processing, but there was so much to process that now that I'm separated and have this beautiful space and I've, come to this safety, this nervous system regulation, now I get to go back to that me that was going through these really heavy, difficult decisions, and I get to give her love, and I get to give her appreciation, and I get to celebrate her. So just know that these past emotions may be coming up just for you to recognize and love, and that it does not mean you're being dragged into past patterns. And if you are finding temptation for that, just be aware, choose differently. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You are not making mistakes. It's okay. The Five of Swords is coming up just to kind of clarify that some of these emotions that you're feeling is because you're literally in an internal battle. You're kind of fighting yourself. It feels like for many of you, if you accept this new expanded version of yourself, this new expanded viewpoint of yourself, that means you're going to begin showing up differently. And that may mean shifts in your relationships. And for many of this is key relationships. It feels like there's been, it feels like one or two people in your world who have been previously really close to you really kind of put expectations on how you show up. They expect you to show up in a certain way, and when you don't, they take it personally. Well, why didn't you show up the way that you always did? I was really counting on you. And they kind of put that blame on you. So Gaia and Hecate is really coming in and saying there is nothing wrong for setting new boundaries and showing up in a new energy within a new frequency. So you don't have to accept the guilt that other people put on you. But if this is guilt that you're putting on yourself, take a moment, sit with it to understand it so that you can shift that energy for yourself, so that you can really thrive and come into this beautiful, prosperous version of gardening. That I just see this gorgeous, gorgeous garden, and it's just like you get to lay in the grass and frolic in the fields, and it's gorgeous. I have the Knight of Coins coming up, which is a beautiful card. It is furthering that appreciation, but this is saying that even if things feel difficult right now, know that it serves a greater purpose. Know that you are not walking this journey alone. Your spirit team, Source, God, they are walking this with you. You are being divinely led. If you are listening to that intuition, if you are wanting to connect deeper to yourself, this card is coming in and saying we recognize that hard work. Yes, there is still more journey, but there is incredible little gifts, the coins, little gifts all along the way. So you don't have to wait until the very end of the journey to reap the rewards. These are going to be placed, and these rewards might be self-development. These might be personal growth. This might be an expanded viewpoint. These are synchronistic to you, so however that resonates. And if you want to dive deeper into a private session, I do have 30-minute sessions available right now for donation. So snag those while you can. They will be ending at the end of March. And then I get the Four of Swords. I love the energy of this card because while the rabbit is depicted here, which is typically a really fast movement, they are in hibernation or sleep. This is a time, it's like the rest before the harvest is what I heard. So if you are feeling really lethargic, if you are feeling like you're having trouble catching up, that's okay. Give yourself this pause, rest, really breathe. I'm feeling a really big connection to this. As you take these deep breaths, you are moving and shifting the energy. What's happening right now is a lot of old energy. The roots are being ripped up. I'm going to go to part 3. Catch you soon.